Do it at the beginning of the lesson so that you still have energy left. So relax and take some notes. Just relax and take some notes. It will be over in 20 minutes. It will be over in 20 minutes. All right, ready? Ready or not? Here I go. Ready or not? Here I go. Okay, have a look at this. The Euro Cup was cancelled in 2020. Do you remember? The Euro Cup was cancelled in 2020. What happened in 2020? The pandemic broke out. Yeah, anyway, the Euro Cup was cancelled in 2020. The pandemic. Okay, well, due to would be correct. Due to. What other PP can we use here? PP. PP. What is a PP? It's not the political party in Spain. It's another thing. PP stands for prepositional phrase. Anyway, don't worry. PP, prepositional phrase. And what is the pandemic? Is this a clause or a noun phrase? It's a noun phrase. Why? Because the most important element here is a noun. What is pandemic? Is this a noun, a verb, an adjective? It's a noun, and this is the most important word here. So this is an NP. NP, noun phrase. In Spanish, noun phrase. You've been studying linguistics today, right, Alvaro? Very good. Very good. NP, noun phrase, syntagma nominal. The most important word is the noun, NP. So due to the pandemic. This due to, what is it introducing? Is it introducing a cause or an effect? Due to the pandemic. Introducing, very good. It is introducing a cause or reason, okay? Here we are introducing, yeah? Introducing a cause or reason, okay? And we are using PP plus NP, prepositional phrase and noun phrase. Very important that this is a noun phrase, okay? Not a clause, because the most important word is a noun. Due to. Any other PPs for here? Very good. Because of. Remember, after because of, do we need a clause or an NP? NP. Everybody, remember this. Because of, NP. It's a typical mistake that people say, because of the pandemic started. Because of the pandemic, period. If you say because of the pandemic started, then this is not an NP. That would be a clause. And that is a mistake that is not to be admitted at the C2 level. I repeat, that mistake will not be admitted at the C2 level. Perhaps at the B2 or C1, but not C2. After because of, NP, not a clause. I will explain more later, don't worry. After 20 minutes, all the doubts will be cleared. I promise, Carlos. Because of, noun phrase, not clause. Any other PP apart from due to and because of? As a result of, I like it. As a result of. Give me more. I'll give you another one. On account of. On account of. And I'll give you another one. Owing to. Remember these PPs. This is the combination of PP and NP. Due to the pandemic. Because of the pandemic. As a result of the pandemic. In account of the pandemic. Owing to the pandemic. And what am I doing? I'm introducing a cause or reason. So far, so good? Good. Okay, there are 13. Number 2 out of 13. We will do it. Okay, have a look at this. The pandemic, the event will have to be put off. Okay, we could say the same. Because of the pandemic. Okay, what is the pandemic? This. here, the pandemic, is this a clause or an NP? NP. Why is it an NP? Because the most important word is a noun, okay? Here, we could say the same. We could say because of the pandemic, the event will have to be put off because of the pandemic, on account of the pandemic, due to the pandemic. But there are other PPs which are alternative. Other PPs are given, and this is okay. Given the pandemic, the event will have to be put off. Given at the beginning of a sentence, very good. You could also say in the light of. And now we're getting into the C2 domain, yeah? In the light of. In the light of the pandemic, the event will have to be put off. You could also say in view of. In view of the pandemic, the event will have to be put off. In view of. So again, we have the same combination, PP and NP. So this is taking something into consideration rather than a direct cause. But again, it can be used interchangeably. So this is introducing, yeah, they are introducing the cause, yeah, cause. Yeah, or reason. Given this cause, given this reason, blah, blah, blah. Do you see it? Given or in the light of this cause, in the light of this reason, blah, blah, blah. They are introducing cause or reason. So far, so good? Yeah?
How do you say
It's to be blamed of, yeah? It's to be blamed of, yeah? Blame, yeah? Blaming the, blame is culpar in English. So, yeah? You could say because of the pandemic, but blaming the pandemic, yeah? Due to the pandemic. Blame is culpar, yeah? Blame. The pandemic is to be blamed for, you could say, yeah? The pandemic is to be blamed for, yeah? Things with blame, all right? Things with blame, yeah? The pandemic is to be blamed, yeah, for. That's the best option that comes to my head, to my brain right now. Shall we continue? Remember this, yeah? Given, in the light of, in view of, and then NP. More. Have a look at this. People's behavior, the virus got out of control. The virus was held back. This sentence is correct. This sentence is also correct. Okay? Both of them are correct. People's behavior, again, this is an MP. Why? Because the most important word is a noun. You could say that all this is a noun. Yeah? Noun. People's behavior. Compound noun. This is also a noun. Yeah? Okay, if you want to be sarcastic, people's behavior, the virus was held back. The virus got out of control. Okay, the virus got out of control. This one, the virus got out of control. You want to blame the people, Carlos, in a sarcastic way. What would you say? Very good. Thanks to people's behavior, and here is connected to your previous question, yeah? It's their fault, yeah? It's their fault. But you're being sarcastic. Thanks to people's behavior, the virus got out of control. This is working as the same combination as we're saying all the time. PP and P. PP and P. In this case, thanks to is sarcastic. This is clearly sarcastic. Thanks to people's behavior, the virus got out of control. Thanks to sarcastic. But if you don't want to be sarcastic, thanks to people's behavior, the virus was held back. Here, you're not being sarcastic. You're being serious. Because seriously, thanks to the good behavior, it was held back. In any case, thanks to and people's behavior, again, it's introducing a cause. Yeah, introducing a cause or reason. Yeah, again, thanks to introducing a cause or reason. And the cause or reason is people's behavior. This MP here. Thanks to, yeah, thanks to noun phrase. So far, so good? Yeah? Shall we continue? Okay, 4 out of 13. He asked for a sick leave on a virus infection. Again, a virus infection is a noun phrase. Why? Because the most important word here is a noun, infection. What is the expression here? He asked for a sick leave on the of a virus infection. Have you ever heard it before? This is C2 level, yeah? On the grounds of. On the grounds of a virus infection. And what is this? On the grounds of. On the grounds of, again, is introducing a cause. The same as before, yeah? Combination of PP and NP. And what is it doing? It's introducing a cause or reason. So what is the cause of reason? A virus infection, yeah? On the grounds of. And on the grounds of this PP here, clearly with the preposition there, it's saying that it is a justification given for an action, okay? This is introducing a cause or reason, and it is sort of a justification, okay? Justification, yeah? He asked for a sick leave on the grounds of a virus infection. So it is a justification, it's justified, okay? The sick leave is justified because he had a virus infection. So on the grounds of, introducing cause or reason as a justification, okay? Justification given on the grounds of. Remember, on the grounds of, and then noun phrase. So far, so good? Shall we continue? Slide number 5. Conjunctions. Now we're changing, okay? Conjunctions. Now we're not talking about PP anymore. We're talking about conjunction. Conjunctions. We need a conjunction here. He was feeling under the weather, comma, he went to see a doctor. He was feeling under the weather. Question. Is this an NP or a clause? In Spanish, you would say sintagma nominal or frase. NP or clause? This is a clause. This is something you need to distinguish at the C2 level, obligatory to distinguish. This is not an NP. This is a clause. Very important that you distinguish an NP from a clause. And why is this a clause, Alvaro? You've been studying linguistics today, right? What is the difference between an NP and a clause? Very good. A noun. Exactly. Here, do we have a noun here? Yes. The weather. But is this the only most important part of it? No. Here, he was feeling. Here, we also have a verb. Yeah? Actually, yeah, this would be the verb. Here, we also have a verb. And when you have a verb and also nouns, this is called a clause because it has a subject and a predicate. If you have a subject and a predicate, this is not a noun phrase. This is a clause. Very important to distinguish. Anyway, before a clause, do you have a PP? No. Before a clause, you have a conjunction. So tell me, what conjunctions could we use here? I'll give you the first one. As. Very good. As he was feeling under the weather, he went to see a doctor. Any other? I'll give you the first letter and the second one. Very good. Since he was feeling under the weather, he went to see a doctor. So these conjunctions can go before a clause. As, clause. Since, clause. Any other possibility? I'll give you one. Because he was feeling under the weather, he went to see a doctor. And then the typical mistake that it is not to be admitted at a C2 level is to say this. Because of, he was feeling under the weather. Oh, it disappeared. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please don't tell this to anybody. You know, normally I used to do it on the whiteboard. I can hit this one, but this one I shouldn't. I'm sorry. Anyway, typical mistake. Typical mistake to say off. Yeah, this is better. Yeah, just with the finger. This one. Because clause. Because of noun phrase. One more time. Because of, your life will be better if you know how to distinguish that. Yeah, much better. Okay, so because, not of. Okay, because, and then the clause, not of. Look at that. It looks like blood. Yeah, like very violent. Just kidding. It's okay. Yeah, it's fine. It's working. Okay, just remember this three. Yeah, as, since, because, and clause. So far, so good. Okay. Have a look at this. Conjunction. Okay, now the combination is conjunction and clause. Yeah, this is the combination we're having now. Conjunction and clause. Why is this a clause? Because it has two parts. Okay, it has a verb and a noun, but it has two parts. It has a subject and a predicate. If it has a subject and a predicate, it's a clause. Okay? Subject, predicate. So it is a clause. All right? There is a new variant, COVID variant or flu variant. The British government is considering new measures. Okay, there is a new variant. Okay, so I'll give you some. You could say, okay, you could say because, you could say since, you could say as, the same ones as before, but I'll give you some new ones. Some new conjunctions, and now getting into the C2 level, guys. Some new conjunctions could be seeing that. Seeing that there is a new variant, blah, blah, blah. Given the fact that. Given the fact that. And then the fact is optional. You could also say given that. Given that there's a new variant, blah, blah, blah. Given the fact that there's a new variant, blah, blah, blah. In view of the fact that. In view of. If you say in view of, you would need a noun phrase. But you say in view of the fact that. Let me erase this. The fact that. In view of the fact that. In view of the fact, sorry, that. In view of the fact, fat. No. I don't know why I wrote that. In view of the fact that. So remember these conjunctions, okay? Seeing that, clause. Given the fact that, clause. In view of the fact that, clause. And then what are they introducing? They are introducing again a cause or reason, yeah? As usual, they're introducing a cause or reason. But remember, these conjunctions need a clause, not a noun phrase. So far, so good? Okay, don't worry, your instinct will save you. All right, now I'm going to give you another one. Can we continue? Shall we? 7 out of 13. We're halfway there. Halfway there. Wearing face coverings. Sorry? Wearing face coverings indoors has been reimposed on the a new variant is out of control. This is a clause, right? Remember the combination again, conjunction, clause, conjunction, clause. Yeah, this is the combination that we have all the time. What happened? I just created a new one accidentally, but yeah, my work is saved. We're fine. Conjunction, clause, conjunction, clause. Yeah, this is what we have all the time. This is a clause because we have a new variant, subject, is out of control. Predicate. Sorry. So this is a clause because it has a subject and a predicate. Conjunction, clause. And how would you, what is this conjunction? We said something similar before, right? Do you remember, Marina? Is that the one we said before? On the grounds of, is this correct, Sophie? Wearing face coverings indoors has been reimposed on the grounds of a new variant is out of control. I'm gonna do it soft, okay? This is like because of, you know? We need something different. We need on the grounds that. And now this is fine. On the grounds that, and a clause, it's fine. On the grounds that, and a clause is fine. So full sentence. On the grounds that a new variant is out of control, and that is perfectly okay. On the grounds that, and then a clause. So the same as before, guys. On the grounds of, and noun phrase or clause? On the grounds that. Okay, one more time. On the grounds of. On the grounds that. On the grounds of. On the grounds that. Okay, remember that, and your life will be much better for the rest of your life in English. Yeah, whenever you are using the English language. On the grounds that, clause, not noun phrase. Okay, now is the time, yeah, to avoid this type of mistakes. All right, now describing an effect in informal language. Has it ever happened to you that you have a date? Yeah? Yeah, this is the title. This is the title, yeah? This is the title. She didn't show up. It was just me and my coffee. You know, I had a date in a coffee shop and she didn't show up. So it was just me and my coffee. It's all right. Me, my coffee, my computer. Yeah. She didn't show up. Oh, look at this. Conjunction. After the conjunction, what do we need here? Noun phrase or clause? Is this a noun phrase or a clause? A clause. Why? Because it has a subject and a predicate. That's why it's a clause. It's a clause because it has a subject and a predicate. Okay. Tell me, what conjunctions can we use here? We're being informal. The king of conjunctions is very good, very good. So she didn't show up, so it was just me and my coffee, you know. This is the king of conjunctions. So, yeah, to introduce an effect or result. Yeah, to introduce an effect or result. Right now, yeah, this is introducing an effect or result. I repeat, this is the king of conjunctions, introducing an effect or result. She didn't show up, so the effect, so the result was that it was just me and my coffee. Okay, any other possibilities apart from so? Have a look at this. That's why it was just me and my coffee. Another possibility, which is why it was just me and my coffee. Yeah, which is why it was just me and my coffee. So remember, after so, clause. After that's why, which is why, clause. And this is the king of conjunctions, introducing an effect or result. So far, so good. Look at this, 10 out of 14. We're getting close to the end. describing an effect in a formal or written language. Yeah, language. Yeah, when it's written, it's more formal. She failed to attend our meeting. It's the same as before, but more formal. Okay, she failed to attend our meeting. That's. It was simply my hot beverage, and I. My hot beverage is my coffee. All right. It was simply my hot beverage and I. Okay, so we have many possibilities. Okay, perhaps the most common one. Okay, have a look at the punctuation. Full stop in this case, full stops, and as a result. Full stop. As a result, it was simply my hot beverage and I. So you break the sentence, okay? For every conjunction. For this one. For this one, you need. So I'll do it here. Okay. For this conjunction, period, as a result, it was just me and my coffee, or my hot beverage and I. You can also say accordingly, full stop. Oops. Full stop. Accordingly. Accordingly, I would say, accordingly, I made some phone calls. Yeah. Accordingly, I made some phone calls. Yeah, the sentence changes a little bit. If you say accordingly, you need something else. Yeah. Accordingly, I made some phone calls. Yeah. Because of that, yeah, I made some phone calls. And for this reason, another one you could say without punctuation marks. And for this reason, it was simply my hot beverage and I. You can also use a semicolon. This is a semicolon. Yeah. A semicolon and say things like thus or therefore. Thus, it was my hot beverage and I. Therefore, it was just my hot beverage and I. Thus or therefore, after a semicolon. Thus, therefore. Por lo tanto, yeah? Thus, therefore. Another one after a comma, pay attention to the punctuation, yeah? After a comma, you could say consequently. Consequently, it was simply my hot beverage and I. And you can also say things like hence. Hence. What is the best translation for hence? Because of that, I like it. My favorite translation for hence is de ahí. De ahí. So I would say hence. Okay, one of the translations, yeah? Hence my disappointment. Hence my disappointment. Anyway, remember this. Formal, yeah? Formal conjunctions to introduce an effect. As a result, it was simply my hot beverage and I. Is this a noun phrase or a clause? Noun phrase or clause? It's a clause. Have a look at this. It has a subject and a predicate. Yeah. Okay. So as a result, clause. Accordingly, clause. And for this reason, clause. Therefore, clause. Consequently, clause. Hence, my disappointment. Well, that's a noun phrase. My disappointment. But most of the time, yeah, conjunction and clause. And this is formal. So far, so good. About to finish, guys. Sentence patterns. Okay, this is very important. Because of, because. This is basic, guys. You should know this, all right? Because of, because. After because of, noun phrase or clause? Very good. After because, clause. Very good. Remember this. So, because of, let's say, this is because of people's behavior. Is there a verb here? No. there is not any verb because this is a noun phrase. And the most important word is a noun. Because if you want to express the same idea, people's behavior, this is because of people's behavior. This is because the same idea, but with a clause. People's behavior was bad, or people behaved badly. And this is a clause. Why? Because you have a subject and a predicate. So far, so good? Another typical mistake that is okay for B2, maybe sometimes okay for C1, but not okay for C2. Due to, and due to the fact that. After due to, noun phrase or clause? Noun phrase. Due to the fact that. Clause. So this is due to, we can say this the same thing as before, yeah? Or any other thing, but let's say the same thing. Due to, thank you, people's behavior, or due to the fact that people behaved badly, or people, yeah, okay, behaved. Misbehaved, we could also say. People misbehaved. And this is a clause because you have a subject and a predicate. Remember, due to the fact that. Basic, yeah, basic for the C2 level. And the final one, this is the final one. The event was cancelled, same idea as before. On the grounds of or on the grounds that? On the grounds of. Noun phrase or clause? Noun phrase. On the grounds that? Clause. And you can tell me the same sentence as before. Marina, full sentence. The event was cancelled. Oh, nothing else. The explanation is over. No questions. Oh, yeah, question. The explanation is over. Any questions? On the grounds of is giving a justification, okay? Giving a justification where you're justifying something on the grounds of people behavior based on, yeah? Based on, yeah? Based on people's behavior, yeah? Based on the fact that, yeah, based on, for example, okay, Alvaro? More questions? After the theory comes the practice. Everybody, please go to page 193. 193. 193. 193.